Hey, this is Josh Campbell with the Oklahoma County OSU Extension Office. I am going to tell you a little bit about how to build a raised bed. I'm actually here on my own property here at my house, going to be building a raised bed. I got all the material for just over $100 and going to be walking you through some of the steps of how I'm putting it together. I started with getting these blocks. These are in post. You can buy at just about any hardware store, and it takes all the nails and screws and most of the labor out of building a raised bed. So they're notched here for a 2x6 board. So they're 2 inches wide by 6 inches long. So you can buy individual 2x6 planks of wood to put in here, or in my case, I even I did a combination of both 2x6s and also 2x12s to span this whole distance. So those will be the widths of my bed. 4 foot is a nice width for just about any raised bed. That allows you to have about 2 feet from the center so you can access it on all sides. The end caps themselves, you can see here, they're actually pre-drilled so that you can stabilize them with just a section of rebar. So I've got 4 foot sections here, and then I've got 8 foot sections here, and then I did a square shaped here, which is a 4x4. I'm going to do another right here. I'm going to do another straight 4 foot by 8 foot section.
Here I'm leveling out the soil underneath my board so that I can make sure that the raised bed is nice and level.
Each of the bottom pieces level before I stacked the next cinder block joint and board. And so you can see here I went 3 high on this corner piece, and then the one below, rather than using 2x6s and going 3 high, I just went 2 high using 2x12s. So again, a 4x8 bed there. Super easy, no screws, no nails, it all just joints together. Certainly you could probably put some screws in here or there to add some extra stability, but really it's pretty sturdy and holds well together with just the rebar. Now that the raised beds have been built, I have covered the base of them with some cardboard and also just some newspaper shreddings that I had. And now I'm taking some sticks and kind of cut up pieces of limb to fill the base a little bit. That way I don't have to put quite as much soil in it. I've just simply been taking little bits of leaves and other sticks and twigs and limbs, carbon material that I had held back from my compost pile, and I'm using a lot of that cardboard layer underneath here, but using a lot of that to kind of be the base material for my raised bed. The reason I'm doing that is buying soil in bulk or in bag can be pretty expensive, and you think about the cost that would be associated with filling these pretty large raised bed areas. It could get expensive pretty quickly, and so I'm gonna fill these as much as I can with some of the material that I've held back that I was gonna compost, and then I'm gonna bring in some soil to put on top of it, and then top dress it with some compost. One of the few different methods that I use for composting. This is just a single wooden pallet that I turn every once in a while and water every once in a while. So I don't really get up to super hot temperatures in here, but I let it sit for quite a while, turn it, and over a period of about a year, I get some pretty good compost. This is some of the compost that I sifted out of that compost bin that I just showed you. And it's not super fine. I don't have a way that I've constructed yet to get this super fine, but I just kind of sift it through a little wire, about maybe a 1/2 inch wire material, 1/4 inch wire material to get to this And it's decent compost that can be used in my raised beds as I'm building the soil up, or I can put it out onto my main in-ground garden areas. As you can see, adding the material to the raised beds is an entire family effort. This idea is pretty similar to the concept of hugelkultur. If you've ever heard of hugelkultur, it's a German word for essentially gardening on top of a pile of wood debris. And so essentially it's the same concept. This wood material will break down over time, it'll settle, and it'll feed these raised beds as it.
Thanks for watching along as I showed you a simple and affordable way to build a raised bed vegetable garden. It's been fun, and I hope that it's encouraged you to build one yourself and shown you how easy it can be. To learn more about raised bed vegetable gardening and other topics, go to facts.okstate.edu.